Hello, everybody. This is Ellie, and today we are going to have an interesting discussion about advertising. And we have Juan here in the class today, and I want him to introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Juan. It's my pleasure to be here in Frank Education.
Thank you. Juan, as I said at the beginning of my sentence, that today we are going to talk about advertising. And as you know, these days, advertisements are everywhere on TV, in news. You can see them on
I see.
billboards. They are everywhere. Okay. And I have heard a
Okay.
lot from different people that they have both negative and positive ideas about them. Some people believe that they are useful. Some people believe that no, they are manipulating our mind with these attractive advertisements. But before we
I see.
start, I want to ask you one interesting question. Can you tell me the most memorable ad you have ever seen, and why do you remember that?
Uh, no, I cannot. I
The
don't
most
remember any.
memorable ad that you have ever seen.
Oh yeah, I just remembered. I was scrolling on YouTube channel. Shout out to YouTube, and suddenly an advertisement came. It was about an product which is for cleaning, and it's the most memorable for me because it was so stupid at. And they had poured that product on a pan and suddenly it was cleaned. Suddenly. And it was so funny for me.
So you mean it was not logical
No, it was not
in
logical.
some way. Okay, so now let's start the main questions that we prepared today. Uh,
Okay.
The first question for you. Do advertisers provide a useful service to the society, or do they manipulate consumers and people?
I believe when we are talking about such controversial topics like this one, we should look at it from both perspectives and both sides. Now, I want to look at it from the producer sides. The producers produce advertisement about their goods, their products, and their stuffs, which they want. First of all, they will 100% put the positive things about it in the advertisement. It's not for not. I'm not saying whether it is manipulating consumers or not, but like who wants to give bad information about the product in their advertisement? That will affect the company very negatively. So they put good things inside it, and they want to provide a nice life for themselves by earning good money to have fun. And at the same time, that product which they produce can be useful for the person who buys it, which is called consumer. Now, from consumer and customer side, I want to look at it. I believe that it's many times consumers and customers have bought stuff which was too useless for them, and the thing that they saw about it in the ad was fake, and so they were manipulated. But many times it was also good, and I mean, like, all of us have something which we bought from an advertisement which we still keep it because it was useful. So it really depends. Sometimes it can be manipulating for consumers, and sometimes it can not be manipulating for consumers.
Thank you. Let's dive into the second question. Should
Oh,
companies stop advertising and lower product prices instead? Or
I
do you think
believe
that, do you think that it will be helpful for customers and they will benefit?
firstly, I want to talk about, as I said, from the that pers perspective, from the business owner's perspective. So first of all, they if they lower the prices, okay, they
Yes,
want, like, when they sell a product, to produce any product, we need first money to produce it and
that's
buy
right.
the ingredients. Okay, so when they use it to make that product, okay, and if they sell it under price, okay, they won't benefit from it. Like, their money is just gone, okay. And If they sell it highly, the consumer won't benefit from it. So I think that it should be sold fairly, so both people will benefit from it. And not only that, customers and consumers believe, and it is believed that by lowering prices of products, we people who buy that product will benefit from it, which is actually not true. Because in a capitalistic country, it's the economy is not dependent on government and economists. It is dependent on free market and companies and businesses. So, and businesses and companies will produce products. Okay, so when those products are sold on the price, it will affect on economy, and when it affects on economy negatively, inflation will come, and most of the population will be unemployed. So while it is, we think because we pay less money, we benefit from it, it's not actually true.
So it may have negative
So to sum it
consequences.
up, yeah, to sum it up, it has negative consequences.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
let's go to the next question. Is it ethical, is it moral for advertisers to use psychological tricks to attract customers?
Firstly, I want to say that it is moral to do that because,
May you explain more?
yes, I'm not done. Because the people who because they have to put the good things on advertisements so they benefit from it. How? So people come and buy that thing. So they get pursued by the advertisement that that product is good, so they come and buy it. Okay, but at the same time, it is moral to be that is not lying, not manipulating. They should really try to give good quality products, and it should be really nice with adverts, and they should also produce good quality advertisements, so people get persuaded by it and then come and buy it. So it is not moral if you do that by manipulating people, because that is like fraud, what fraud
Yes,
does. Okay,
that's
so
right.
that's not moral in that way. But for if we want to also look at it in business view, we have to make people to buy our products, which should gain customers trust for our company, like what Apple does, Microsoft does, um, many companies which we know they doing it,
So I
which
think
we
what
trust.
you're mentioning is somehow a healthy competition or the real
Yes,
competition instead of using tricks and deceiving people.
yes,
And as you mentioned, it is a kind of fraud. It's not moral to use psychological tricks in this way for this reason. Thank you.
yes. Thank
Okay, and we want to talk about the last question. If you had the power to change the advertising industry, what would you do differently? What would you change?
First, I would change. First, I would hire the professional people in advertisements and advertising industry. The people who really produce nice quality advertisement, nice script, nice dialects, if it is needed, nice and totally something that they are really good at it. Because I believe that when we look at the advertisements about 50 years ago and we compare it to today's world, the most of people that time they were really, really, really caring about the advertisement, most of them, by newspaper, TV channels, or anything. They were really
Right?
not. I mean, like at the moments when we see an ad in any application we just want to skip it. So it's not really interesting ad for us. But before, it was not that they didn't have a skip option. It was because it was really interesting for them to watch it. Okay, and I believe that advertisement industry is now so messed up and totally the ads are not interesting for people well before it used to be. So I would try to make it interesting again, and by hiring professional people and by good quality advertisement.
It was very interesting point that you mentioned, Juan, because I am the person who usually skip the advertisements and I have never thought about it in this way. Why I try to escape. But another point came to my mind I wanted to share with you. Do you think that the reason is the number of ads that are around us, especially on social media or uh, wherever we are searching on internet, they appear suddenly. I mean, the numbers have increased in comparison to previous years. Do you think that it is another reason that we try to escape?
It can be one of the reasons, but it's still like when we compare the numbers of advertisement in today's world compared to past, of course they increase because the population has increased and the businesses have increased, plus advertisements have increased. Okay, but as I see, for example, including myself, I don't watch a single ad, not even one. Okay, I just skip it. So it's not interesting. It's not about the numbers. It can be sometimes for because of the
Yes.
numbers, but like we don't watch ads. We just want to skip it, okay? And but as I said the previously, the ads were nice and that people loved it. For example, the music was nice if it had music. The way they were introducing the product was nice. The way the
That's
background
correct.
was nice. The people in it were nice. Okay,
It was more
so yeah, it
natural,
can be one of the
maybe
reasons.
we can
Yeah,
say
it
also
was
in
more
this way.
natural.
It was more natural.
Yeah, it was more
Okay.
natural. Yeah.
Thank
It
you
can be
very
one of the
much.
reasons, but it's not the main reason.
I understand. Thank you. Thank you very much, Juan. So
You're welcome.
that was a great discussion. Thank you for sharing
Thanks.
your interesting and valuable thoughts. I think in one sentence, I can conclude that advertising has got both good and bad sides, right? But
Of
maybe
course.
whoever is watching and listening to us can just leave us a message and write down whether they have been influenced by ads or not, and why or why not.
Exactly.
And thank you very
Yeah.
much one more time. Do you
You're
have anything
welcome.
to say, Juan, at the end of the
Yes, thanks to
discussion?
all people watching and
Thank
thanks
you.
for inviting me.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day, everybody, and
Thank you.
hopefully see you again in next videos about the next hot topics for discussion. And goodbye.
Thanks.